My name is Justin Tippets, and this is my Comparing Cultures presentation. The culture that I've decided to research and talk about today is the Canadian culture. The reason I decided on this topic is because I have recently been called to serve in the Canada Winnipeg mission for my church. The areas that I'm going to cover on this topic are the people, geography, and religion. First, I'm going to talk about the Indigenous people of Canada. It is believed that the first inhabitants of Canada and the Americas entered from a land bridge of ice or low sea waters as they pursued animals such as the mastodon and the woolly mammoth. The native people of Canada are comprised of the Métis, the Inuit, and First Nations people. The Métis people originated in the 1700s when Inuit and First Nations people started marrying European settlers. According to the 2011 census, the Aboriginal people in Canada numbered 1,400,685 people, or 4.3% of the Canadian population. Now for the rest of the people of Canada. In the early 1700s, the French settled what they called New France. New France was in present-day Ontario and Quebec. Later, many British and Scottish settlers would come to Canada and make homesteads. Many of Canada's present-day people are descendants of these early settlers. Some famous Canadians that we might know today are Shania Twain, Sidney Crosby, and Jim Carrey. Next, I'm going to talk about the geography of Canada. Canada is found directly above the United States and positioned in the northern top of North America. Canada is 3,855,100 square miles, and it's just barely larger than Europe. Some geography features found in Canada are the Appalachian Mountains, the Great Lakes, the Canadian Shield, the interior plains, the Canadian Arctic, and many volcanoes. One thing Canada is known for is its many large rivers and lakes. Two of Canada's largest rivers are the Mackenzie River, which is 2,600 miles long, and the St. Lawrence River, which is 1,900 miles long. Canada is comprised of many different geological features, which include vast forests and prairies. Also, there are swamps, snowy tundra, and steep mountainsides. Canada is home to many big game animals, which include the grizzly bear, the black bear, the Yukon moose, the mountain caribou, two species of bighorn sheep, the mountain goat, and many other animals. And this skull I have here is a good representation of what those two bighorn sheep species look like in Canada. They have these big swooping horns that protect them from predators and from other male bighorn sheep during the mating season. Forestry has been a large part of the Canadians' lives and contributed to 1/5 of the nation's exports. Other important natural resources in Canada are fossil fuels, mineral resources, many varieties of crops, livestock, and its plentiful water bodies. Next, I'm going to talk about the different religions in Canada. Canada is a very religious country, with both its preamble and national anthem referring to God. Christianity accounts for 68% of the religious people, and Islam coming in second with only 3.2% of the population practicing it. From the 1800s and earlier, most First Nation people practiced many different versions of what is called animalistic religion. They believed in special animals and animal spirits who were their gods. Once the first European settlers started migrating Canada, they brought with them their religion, which was mostly a form of Christianity, and many missions were set up which were dedicated to converting the native people. One church that particularly stands out with its growing numbers in Canada is the LDS Church. In the winter of 1829, the first LDS missionaries entered the Upper Canada in search of finance and hopes of converting the people. In over a 2-year period, converted and baptized over 1,000 people. The present day there are 9 LDS temples in Canada and nearly 200,000 members. And that concludes my presentation.